Good evening, YouTube. This is Mad Eye Yokai. I am back from my small hiatus. I've just been really busy with work and actually been working on some smaller projects on the side with various companies, and I hope to be sharing some of these projects with you guys soon on my channel. But before we do that, I want to talk to you all about Friday the 13th, the game, and some of the latest updates that have been announced on Twitter through Gun Media. So, all of the information I'm presenting you today is going to be talking about how to play as Jason Voorhees, and how each Jason is different, and all of this was obtained through questions between the developers and customers, and just questions about, how is Jason going to be played, how are all the Jasons different, what can we expect from the game, and Twitter's great. I love Twitter. I just started using Twitter about a month or two ago, and it's a wealth of information. It's just awesome, but I feel that sometimes the information can get crowded and things you're looking for can be hard to find at times. So what I did is I got all the really cool, not all, but I want to say I got most of the really cool information Gun Media posted about the game, and I am putting it all here in this video for y'all. So I hope you all enjoy it. Let's get down to business. So first of all, it was announced on Twitter a few days ago that Jasons 2 and 3 have the ability to run in the game. Yes, these two Jason characters can sprint. And I would not want to be hunted down by a sprinting Jason. That's just terrifying. So good God. So Jasons 2 and 3 can sprint. Jason Part 6, which is the new model that was released just a few weeks ago, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, this guy has a fast walk. Now if you want to call fast walk like speed walk, I don't know if you guys have seen like speed walk racers, apparently that's a thing nowadays. This guy can also move pretty fast. But man, look at this guy. He's got a huge spear, ghoulish green looking skin. Like, ugh, that is disgusting. It's awesome. Some bloody wounds in the back of his shirt. Some mud. Looks like he's out in the swamp. And this guy looks like he's ready for battle. He's got a machete, the spear which I just mentioned, throwing darts, by the way, and a knife. So this guy has a slow walk. Jason's 7, 8 Manhattan Jason, Jason Goes to Hell, Part 9, and the Tom Savini Jason have yet to be discussed as to whether or not they can sprint or walk, but all of the Jasons should have the teleport ability, which has been shown on the Gun Media YouTube page, if you guys have been paying attention. So that's that. Also, the weapons you see here, so the spear, the mining pick, the axe, and the machete are all the starting weapons for these Jason characters. And in fact, these starting weapons were inspired from the films. And as of now, the weapon Jason starts with in the match is the weapon he will mainly be using throughout the game. Now, the creators, Gun Media and Ilphonic, have said on Twitter, although mainly it's Gun Media who's saying this, they have said that each Jason is unique, and that each Jason has a specific kill designed for his weapon that was captured through motion capture using Kane Hodder. So there's a specific kill for the mining pick in Part 2 Jason, a specific kill for the hatchet in Part 3 Jason, a specific kill for Part 7 Jason and the machete, and a specific kill for Part 6 Jason and the spear. So that's really cool. This is how the Jasons are going to start diverging a little bit. You got speed, getting around the map, you got different kills. Now, if they're staying true to the films, which they've said several times in interviews and on Twitter, I want to take a stab in the dark and say that Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason is going to be the most deadly, because he has the greatest amount of weapons on him. I mean, look, he's got the spear, the throwing darts, the machete, and a knife. So he has several options on how to kill camp counselors, which is just disturbing. I would not want to tango with this guy. So let's read the description right here. After a traumatic battle with Jason years earlier, a much older and very troubled Tommy Jarvis returns in Friday the 13th Part 6 to destroy Jason's body once and for all. Unfortunately, the plan fails, and Jason is inadvertently brought back to life. Armed with the utility belt, a hunting knife, and throwing darts, undead Jason is able to gruesomely murder 18 people at Camp Forest Green before he's defeated and returned to the bottom of Crystal Lake. But for how long? Cool. Alright, so that's the description right here. And if my hunch is correct, and the creators are really, really pursuing the spirit behind the film and bringing that to life in the game, I think certain Jasons are more powerful than others. And if you think about it, Jason 2 and 3 were easily I want to say, alright, no Jason is easily killed. You know, it's Jason Voorhees. But, you know, Jason, Part 2 Jason was, you know, stabbed with a machete in his shoulder and was knocked down by Ginny. I'm pretty sure his name is Ginny. Yes, Ginny Field hit him in the back with a machete. Part 3 Jason was a little more difficult to kill. You know, he was hung, he was stabbed. Yeah, he was struck after being stabbed, hanged, and struck in the head with an axe is Jason finally defeated by Chris Higgins. So Jason with 3 was even more difficult to kill. Jason Part 4, even after getting half of his head cut off, and it wasn't really cut off, it was more like separated. He was like, his head was sliding down on the machete. I don't want to give away the film there, but yeah, it was pretty gruesome. Now, each Jason only got stronger. So in my opinion, I think some Jasons are going to be more easier to take down than others. And I think this is where the Jasons are going to start separating in the game, and I have a feeling that you will unlock stronger Jasons as you keep on playing. So another fact that was announced on Twitter was that you can toy and wound your prey, you can dismember them, and you can use the environment to kill them, and you can even use your bare hands. So even if, for example, somehow you lose your weapon, you can still use your bare hands and other things. And this is where I want to bring in a fact, actually 2 facts that were brought up by Charmin Xsoft in one of his older videos. So Charmin revealed through his Jason gameplay analysis video that Jason has a penalty. Jason can stab through any object. Of course, he can easily destroy it, he can search through it, but he has the ability to stab through beds, through armchairs, through anything, if he suspects a camp counselor is hiding in it. And this is an instant death for the camp counselor. But if Jason is wrong, you know, say he tries to stab through a bed with the axe, if he is wrong and there is no camp counselor hiding underneath the bed, the axe will get stuck in place. And the person playing as Jason has to wiggle the axe free. But while this is happening, the players can, you know, run out of the cabin if there's any inside, and they have time to move about while Jason's fiddling with the axe. But Jason can leave the axe there and, you know, try and kill the camp counselors with his bare hands. So if you're Part 2 Jason, Part 3 Jason, you only have one weapon, the mining pick or the axe, you know, that's your primary weapon. But this is another way Jasons can separate, in my opinion. If you're Part 6 Jason with the spear, and say the spear is stuck, not a problem. You still have the throwing darts, you still have the machete, and you still have the knife to dispatch camp counselors with. So this is my personal opinion, that Part 6 Jason has more options for weapons, and he has the utility belt, so he's going to have more slots, versus Part 2, 7, and 3 Jason that just don't have as many options for weapons. But of course, every Jason can perform every single environmental kill. So another question I want to ask you guys is this: if the Jasons are all unique, and Gun Media has been hinting at this in Twitter, and they're staying true to the spirit of the films, does that mean certain Jasons can swim and others cannot? Like, I know Jason Part 6, you know, he had that fight with Tommy Jarvis at the end of the film and was trapped at the bottom of Crystal Lake and had part of his head torn off by the propeller blades of the boat. And then Jason Part 7 rose back from the water thanks to Tina Shepard. So if these 2 Jasons can be in the water, does that mean Jason Part 2 and Part 3 can't? Because of all the gameplay videos I've seen, the only Jasons I've seen come out of the water have been Jason Part 7. And I know from a recent video Charmin Xsoft released that he mentioned Gun Media was still working on the mechanics for swimming in Friday the 13th the game, but a part of me wonders if only certain Jasons can swim. And if that's the case, does that mean escaping via boat is a better way for camp counselors if they're going up against Jason's Part 2 and 3? So food for thought. So guys, based on all the facts you've heard and ideas, you know, the fact that the Jasons have different run speeds and ways of getting around the map, each Jason has a unique weapon and a specific kill designed for that weapon, and the fact that Jasons can get their items stuck in, you know, furniture and can wiggle it out, or chase after the camp counselors with their bare hands, You know, what do you think? Do all these facts and ideas make you change your mind about which Jason you want to play as? And does that make you think you would possibly survive longer or have a better survival chance against a specific Jason? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I would not want to be hunted down by a sprinting Jason. That just sounds terrifying. So if it were me, I would love to tango against Friday the 13th Part 7 Jason. That's just my pick, although I would probably stay away from the water. But yeah, based upon these ideas and theories and facts, you know, which Jason would you want to play as, and which Jason would you rather fight against? So leave a like, tell me your opinion in the comment section below, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. And, you know, let's talk about Friday the 13th. I'm open to discussion. I don't mind being wrong about some of my ideas. You know, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, it happens. But yeah, let's talk. So leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!